Hi everybody. Goeiemôre, goeiemiddag. Molweni, unjani, sawubona, ndewono. How is everyone doing? It's been how many months? March, April, May, June, July, August. It's been 5 months. 5 months is a lot too. Anyways, guys, we're back and we're not leaving. We are here for the full season of the Ron Cafe. I'm so sorry, guys. First of all, I need to apologize. I need to apologize. Because when I dropped the intro, a lot of people were actually excited. And then all of a sudden, I disappear after dropping the intro. And then coming back 5 months later is wild. A lot happened after dropping episode 1. And with a lot that happened, I actually needed to step back, focus on other things. And I couldn't do my podcast and the other things I was doing at the same time. But anyways, that's that. I'm back. I'm glad to be back. I actually missed this whole feeling. I don't think anybody is as excited as I am. I mean, obviously there are a couple of people excited that I'm back, but then I don't think anybody's excitement reaches mine. So everybody should know me by now. I'm assuming everyone listening to this has already listened to episode 1. But anyways, let me just brief. My name is Nene and I'm your host for the Ron Cafe podcast. I'm going to be your host all the time, all the time. Although we're going to chip in 1 or 2 guests every now and then, for more sprinkle stuff. I have a couple of announcements to make, but before I get into the main announcements, I would like to say thank you to my guest. I don't have any guest on this particular episode, but I have in future episodes. And I just want to say thank you to all of them for agreeing to work with me. I just want to say thank you because it's not easy. They are taking out time from their busy lifestyle and all of that to work with me. They're honestly the sweetest, cutest, most supportive people ever. Literally. And I don't even know them, but it feels like I've known them for since ever. Anyways, another thing is I would like to say thank you to my friends, guys. My friends are actually so sweet. They give me suggestions, they give me ideas, they give me motivation to carry on with the podcast. I think for the longest time, it has actually been ideas of my friends for me to start a podcast. And then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I might actually just do this thing. But yeah, that's that. So first major announcement. Can we get drum rolls? Please? First major announcement is after 7 fucking months. Ooh, explicit. After 7 months of battling, of being at war with Apple Podcasts, our podcast has finally been approved on Apple Podcasts. I had been trying since January. To work with Apple Podcasts, but it's so hard and it was so frustrating. From January up until March, when the first episode dropped, we weren't on Apple Podcasts. April, we were not on Apple Podcasts. May, we were not on Apple Podcasts. June, we were not on Apple Podcasts. It was actually recent in July, and we got approved on Apple Podcasts. It was such a big relief because I was so gonna almost give up. I was so close to giving up. I was like, just try, Nene, just try, okay? You actually need to be on Apple Podcasts. And glory be to Jehovah Nisi, we made it to Apple Podcasts. My God is bigger than all of this. Second announcement is we are no longer on Google Podcasts. Google Podcasts doesn't exist anymore. So we are no longer there because Google Podcasts is not there itself. So we are no longer on Google Podcasts. It has been extinct, whatever the word is. But yes, it has gone. And since we are no longer on Google Podcasts, we have now moved our Google Podcasts. We have changed from Google Podcasts to YouTube Music. So our 3 platforms that we are on now are Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Those are our 3 platforms. So there's no excuse. If you do not have premium Spotify, you can use YouTube Music. YouTube Music is free. YouTube Music is free, so you can always listen on YouTube Music. Apple Podcasts, once you have an iPhone, you have access to Apple Podcasts and it is free. So if you're not an iPhone user or you don't have money for Spotify Premium, YouTube Music is the go-to. But if you're people like me that want to listen to the podcast on all three platforms, please do that, guys. It's actually very, I mean, who wouldn't want to listen to me all the time talk? So anyways, that's that. So straight into business, guys. So today's topic is works and words. WORKS and WORDS. And I'm sure you're probably thinking like, what the hell is that? What the hell is works and words? What is she going to blab about now? I'll tell you. So you know that phrase or you know that thing where people say, actions speak louder than words. You should never mind words. That is where works and words is coming from. And that phrase, actions speak louder than words, is what we're going to discuss in today's podcast. In as much as it's a very short phrase, it actually has so much meaning behind it. And there's like so much we need to discuss about that little phrase. Have you ever thought to yourself or asked yourself, why do actions speak louder than words? I had a conversation with someone. I randomly texted someone and I asked them, it's a guy by the way, and I asked him, he's a friend of mine, and I asked him, I was like, do you feel actions actually speak louder than words? And then he replies with, yes, they do. Always. Words are just words. And then I go ahead to ask him, words are just words, but you don't think actions are just actions? And then he says, actions show intent. And then I'm like, someone cannot form intent? And then he's like, they can, but anyone who is willing to act is actually invested. And I'm like, oh, so anyone that speaks isn't invested. I understand. It's basically that whole thing of cho-cho-cho, show workings. We don't want your cho-cho-cho, we want you to show workings. I understand. And then when I asked him, so anyone who speaks cannot be invested, and then he's like, that's a lot. We cannot be thinking this far right now. And I'm like, oh, okay. Great then. I don't know, you guys. I don't know if it's just me. Well, have you ever thought to yourself or asked yourself, and this question I'm about to ask you now, I want you to keep it with you throughout this whole podcast. Like, even if you do not agree with me at the end of this podcast, I want you to have this question at the back of your mind constantly. Now, my question to you is, why do actions speak louder than words? Why do actions have to speak louder than words? Why can't actions and words align with each other? Why does one have to be higher than the other? Why does one have to be greater than the other when both of them can be equal? You know, there's a lot of scenarios and situations I can paint to, give a better picture of what I'm trying to explain to everyone here. But if we actually think about it, if you say to someone that actions speak louder than words, it doesn't make sense. And I don't know why the whole of humanity, the whole society has brought it upon themselves and come together as a whole to say that actions speak louder than words. It's a social construct, yes. And for those of you that do not know what a social construct is, and I quote, a social construct is a concept that exists not in objective reality, but as a result of human interaction. In other words, it exists because humans agree it exists. And just because humans agree it exists doesn't mean it's actually right or, it's just there. And humans want to believe that. That is what humans want to believe. And that is why it is a social construct. Now, actions speak louder than words. Why can't they align? It's forever gonna be on my mind. It's forever gonna be a mystery. Now, I'll paint 3 scenarios for you. I have 3 friends: Tessie, Jessie, and Susie. Now, Susie is my friend. I love Susie, I love Jessie, I love Tessie. All 3 close friends of mine, but they have different personalities. Susie is amazing. She's such a good speaker. She gives me words of encouragement, words of affirmation, reassurance, steadily. She did cho, but she did like the good cho, like the good one. But at the same time, the words she says, she's also using actions to back them up. She's using actions to back things up. She's being a good friend. She's steady encouraging me, steady telling me, you can do this, you can do that. You should do this, Nene, you should do that. And all of that she says, she's also showing me and acting that, okay, this is it. With the words she's saying, she's also displaying works. And how is she displaying works? She's putting me on. She's steady giving me jobs. She's steady, referring me to people. She's acting. In as much as she's acting, she's saying. She's saying, but at the same time, she's acting. She acts and she says. Then there's Jessie. Jessie is more of cho, but she knows the show workings. So, oh, Nene, you're this, Nene, you're lovely, Nene, you need to do this, Nene, you should do this. Why don't you get that job? Why don't you do... But she know they steady puts me on. You never get one time where this Jessie girl don't ever help, just puts me on. So basically, she's talking, she's words, she's carrying out words, but she's not carrying out actions. Fine. Then our last friend, Tessie. Tessie is the opposite of Jessie. Tessie is more of the do, but she doesn't say anything. She doesn't reassure me whatsoever. She doesn't reassure me whatsoever. Even, she does stuff for me. She does stuff for me. She could go out, buy me a gift whatsoever. But then she doesn't say anything. No reassurance, no affirmation, no motivation. There's nothing. Can you see these 3 different people? How their personalities and traits differ? Now, you listening to this, you that I'm talking to, you listening to this with your earpiece, with your Bluetooth speaker, with whatever you're listening to me to. Of these 3 friends I mentioned now, Susie, Tessie, Jessie, if you're being honest, which friend would you actually prefer? Would you prefer that one that she works and she words? Would you prefer the one that only words? Or would you prefer the one that only works? Why should we settle and say actions speak louder than words? Why should we settle for half when we could have the full package? Both words and actions. Why should somebody tell me actions speak louder than words and I should go with it? Why? When actions and words are capable of aligning. It's not like actions and words are not capable of aligning. These things are possible. They can align with each other. They can work together. They are supposed to be working together. They're supposed to work hand in hand with each other. You can't take 50 and leave the other 50. It's not going to be bad. It doesn't make sense. Just like when you say love and respect. I don't want to go too far from the topic, what we're actually discussing. But I have to sometimes drift away and give other examples in different situations just so you guys can understand. Now, for instance, love and respect. You can't tell me you love someone and you not respect them. You can't tell me you don't love someone and you not respect them. In as much as, okay, it's possible. But then love without respect isn't going to go far. Love without respect isn't going to go far. It's possible that it can work, but it's not going to go far. You can't love something and not respect it. You can't love someone and not respect it. Although respect can work without love, but love cannot work without respect. So, hold on, guys. I need to clear my throat. So, love and respect work hand in hand, just like words and actions work hand in hand. Don't let someone tell you, oh, actions speak louder than words. Basically telling you, oh, you can stay with a man, he loves you, but he doesn't have to respect you. It's all the same thing. No, that is bullshit, guys. Cut off that bullshit. It is absolute bullshit. It is crap. And from the bottom of my heart, I'm going to say that anybody that actually doesn't see anything in what I'm saying or isn't trying to see my POV is actually not open-minded. Because if we think about it this way, do you know that sometimes someone can act and the actions they are displaying isn't actually the real thing? Like, I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Like, the way society has made it in a way that actions speak louder than words. Do you know that people can, because people now know that, oh, I have to act a certain way for this person to believe me. Because obviously their words are not going to do enough. So now they have to act like this to get your interest. They have to act like this to get, do you understand what I'm saying? So that you believe them. Meanwhile, actions, in as much as words can be words, actions can also be actions. Just because words can be words and words can mean nothing, actions can also mean nothing. I'll paint another scenario. Let's not imagine. Let's say I'm talking to someone or I'm seeing someone. And this boy, his name is Toby Loba. Toby. Let's call him Toby. Toby and I have been seeing each other for 2 weeks now. And he is steady, he is raising me up. He knows the right things to say. He's great at keeping conversations. He is just, and at the same time, he's showing me, like, he's acting. He's showing me his words, he's also having actions to back them up. He's not just talking. He's cho-cho-cho, and at the same time, he did show workings. And then, fine, he's the perfect guy because both of them are aligning. I mean, it's not like somebody cannot lie with words and also lie with actions. Like, yes, you can lie with words and you can also lie with actions. I'm not saying because actions and words are aligned doesn't mean that, oh, okay, the person cannot, actions can be words, actions can be actions, and as much as actions can be actions, words can also be words. So it's not like it's like an escape for anything. I'm just telling you that it is actually very unrealistic and stupid for us to sit down and conclude that actions speak louder than words. I feel like sometimes words actually can speak louder than actions. Or not even that. What if someone is not able to act a certain way due to some circumstances or whatever situation they find themselves in? Let's say, for instance, I have a boyfriend now and he always reaffirms me, steady, assuring me that he loves me whatsoever, that he's here and he's not leaving me and we're just going to be it. But then, like, sometimes his attitude, which is his actions, says otherwise. And sometimes he could ghost, whatever. It might not be anything, or it might actually be that my boyfriend is Chris, normally sure. But like, it can actually be that he's actually having a hard time. And because he's having a hard time, he's not able to act the way he's supposed to. And because society has now told us, okay, actions speak louder than words, because he's acting weirdly, you're not going to carry the fact that he's acting weirdly and then go. Okay, so you left the words he used to say. Because he's acting bad now, you want to carry the actions and go with that one. That's what I did for here, sure. Let me so. Now, wow, sure. Like, it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't. If we're going to say actions speak louder than words, okay, why can't words too speak louder than actions? No. It should just be on a 50-50. If you feel that actions speak louder than words, why do you feel that way? Like, why? Everybody should curse now. Actions speak out. In fact, not even anything with act, anything words. Don't even do. Don't. Everybody should just stay on their own. People even take advantage of the fact that actions speak louder than words. I said it before. Because the society has made it that way, someone can easily deceive you. Let's say you start seeing a boy now, and then he's acting so sweet. He's acting like this. He's acting like that. He's acting like this. He's acting like that. Oh my God, he's a perfect. Oh my God, his attitude is this. His attitude, because say they act one kind way. You can't, now you can't believe him now. You can't carry on top of your head, say actions, they speak louder than words. And then you guys have a thing. Or let's put it the way that, okay, he finally acts this way, and then you agree to be his girlfriend. He gets what he wants, and he leaves you. I'm not even talking about sex here. Sex is not the only thing you can get from a girl, please, guys. You guys are above that. But like, he could get something, maybe your money or something like, and then he's gone. And you fell for it because you fell for his actions. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, it's not even a thing of actions speak louder than words. It's not a thing of actions speak louder than words. I'm not even saying you should listen to words. I'm not saying that you should carry words on top of your head. But I think it's really, really crappy and confusing that we have chosen to acknowledge actions more than we have chosen to acknowledge words. Why can't we just lay them together? You know that feeling when you tell your friend something or you tell someone something? It can be about anything. It can be about maybe you're having an argument with your friend, or you and your friend are having a crisis, or you and your partner, or you and your mother are having whatever crisis. And you go and tell someone, maybe one of your friends or somebody, and they tell you, please, my dear, can't you see the way the things he's saying and the things she's doing? Is he aligning? It's not aligning now. Actions always speak louder than words. And then you that they've told you that, you're sitting and like, what am I supposed to do now? Should I listen to what he's saying? Should I listen to what he's doing? Which one should I do? He's saying this one and he's doing this one. Which one am I now supposed to go with? You see that confusion. You see that that question you're asking yourself now. Which one am I supposed to go with? It happens to us a lot. It happens to me a lot as well. The fact that you ask yourself that question should give you enough reason that you should not conclude that actions speak louder than words. Because you're not even sure. You're in a state of confusion. You don't know if you should go with the actions. You don't know if you go with the word, because they are two different things. I feel like if the actions and words are not aligning, there's literally something going wrong. I'm not saying that if the actions and words align, that something can't go wrong. Of course. But then it sounds more proper and it sounds more realistic when we say actions and words to align. Like, it's safer that way. It's safer that way because at least you won't feel stupid. Because, for instance now, if we're going to use the boy example again. If I'm seeing a boy, let's use the name, why am I out of John? I'm seeing John now. And John and I have been seeing each other for 3 months. And the things that John says, he keeps up with them. His actions are aligning with his words. And I eventually date him. We don't work out. You are not going to feel stupid. Because, why? Because everything he was saying, he was keeping up to it. But then if you go be with someone, or you fall for someone that, okay, they were saying one thing, but their action was doing another thing, you are stupid though. He. Whether now the actions where they speak louder than the words are be the what in no mean. The fact that you chose to actually pick one over the other, you're stupid though. Ha. Shumbo wavy. Hey. Like, it doesn't like. Are you like, guys? Is everything okay? Is everybody understanding? Is everybody keeping up with me? Moment of silence, guys, because I just hope that everybody is following my train of thought. Like, are you guys trying to see what I'm seeing? So wherever or whoever said actions speak louder than words, I need to have 1 or 2 conversations with them. Because why? Why? It's even easier when actions and words align because it keeps you out of confusion. Because if you are saying actions speak louder, you are going to be confused. You are going to be confused. And I don't think anybody likes to be confused. If you like confusion, then there's something clinically wrong with you. You're insane. Like, you need to go to the hospital and they need to check what's going on upstairs because there's probably something wrong upstairs. So, guys, if you are still trying to comprehend everything I've said in today's episode, it's okay. It's fine. No problem. But I still want you to have that question in mind. I still want you to have that question in mind. Why do actions have to speak louder than words? Why can't they just align with each other? Why does one have to be greater than the other? That's it for today, guys. Now, if you have questions whatsoever, suggestions, if you want to work with us, please send us an email. You can follow us, check us out on Instagram at The Rant Cafe, TheRantCafe. Make sure you are following us. Turn on your post notifications. Send us email suggestions. Please, guys, we actually want to hear from you. Please, 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 please. And I hope everybody has a lovely day, lovely night, whatever it is you're doing. Mwah!